Welcome to your voice. I started off this recording, as you can see, on mute. And I would like you all to have a personal experience of that. What is it to be muted? What is it when we silence ourselves? It definitely is a way of communicating. Sometimes silence is quite an effective way of communicating. Maybe. Sometimes silence is the best choice. Maybe. Depends on the situation. But right now, find the awe of our voice, our ability to speak. I think communication is the need today of how the awe of all the ways that we communicate. And an awe of particularly our voice. And connecting with any, I shouldn't say, what is the history you have with your voice? And be curious about that. I mean, there's all kinds of stories that human beings make up around talking too much, not talking not enough, being too much, like that. We've had that in awe of, like, what is it when people tell us we're too much, or we have the perception that people are pulling away because of our voice, our energy. What is that? For me, it's so important to explore my voice, experimenting with my voice, experimenting with speaking, and then stopping to speak. And who knows when what's, letting go of right and wrong is probably a healthy thing to do in this, particularly with our voice, particularly with the sounds that we make with um, our speaking, the way we speak. And I'm in awe because it's such an important part of our humanity to be able to talk to ourselves, to be able to talk to each other. Either this way, I'm speaking with, the sound of my voice right now, and a little bit of, hopefully, the body language of just explore communication with your voice. Sometimes in groups of people, this was such a revelation for me. A much larger group of people than is gathered today. I didn't speak, but I blamed people that were speaking for me not speaking, which was like, I was in awe when I realized I was doing that. Like, it's their fault that I'm not opening my mouth. They're taking up too much space. So I have done that before. It's part of a story that I had at one time, and it doesn't come up very often anymore. It was definitely a blame thing rather than sort of taking responsibility for speaking. And here in this in-person group, we always have the opportunity to share in the chat if we're unsure. It definitely makes it more succinct. And we have a time of 8 minutes, and whoever, I mean, I like to just divide up the time in my head, a way of doing that, of like, there's 8 people on the call, like, see, well, maybe I can talk for a minute. Has everybody had a chance to share? And it's a really, really hard decision. And it's so vulnerable to speak. And it's such a gift, I believe, because it always breaks up something in me. And this is a time, we do have time together to speak. So, I mean, even after this meditation, continue to explore when you choose to speak and when you don't, when you feel comfortable to speak and when you don't, when you feel safe to speak. When somebody feels safe to speak to me, I am in awe of what a gift that is and how complicated it is and curious about it. So it's openness around curiosity, speaking and not speaking, with the invitation to speak and experimenting with doing it. In our group, it's not a long amount of time. And it's such a gift. I love it so much when people speak. And I love it when people make the choice not to, too, because they're in choice. So awe and wonder and curiosity for me is like giving myself air, giving myself space to explore it, to not have fixed views, to notice when we, judge ourselves for this or that, or and just be open. When today have I chosen to speak or not to speak? Do I judge myself for not speaking enough, or the other way, or other people? How is it for you? How does the experience change from moment to moment? Sometimes it's a gift to myself by saying, okay, I'd like to speak, and what is it? What is my need here? I want people to understand what's going on with me. I want to see if there's resonance. I'd like empathy. I'd like shared reality. That, for me, that's often the case. And it's beautiful. So I'm trying very hard, as I did yesterday, to not to go into reassurance. By the way, this is a very common topic for me. I think communication is the bigger need. And connection is the bigger need after that. And after connection is, acceptance and love and to be seen. I mean, it's all such a huge part of being a human being. And I love giving it time to percolate of how it is for you. That pulling in, that opening up, much like our breath. So during this time, you can look at yourself and say, when do I choose to speak and not? What's important to me? Any feelings that come up? Let's see, do I feel more shame when I speak or not speak? I'm guessing not speaking is a strategy for not feeling shame for some people. And, in fact, it could be the other way around. It's going to be different for all of us. So most important, give yourself compassion for however you show up. This isn't a way of judging ourselves. This meditation is about accepting ourselves as we are, loving ourselves exactly as we are, and exploring that together as a community. How is it to feel in awe of our communication styles and to offer curiosity and awe for others, however they do it? So let's bring this gift to the world and the awe of communication styles for our loved ones, however they show up, whether bubbly or quiet, and noticing what we feel more comfortable with. I'm giving them compassion for however they are, including neutral people. People that we struggle with more, and then all beings in the world. Can we listen more deeply? Can we choose when to share with the world and when not to? Honor our voice, love our voice with gratitude, I guess, with compassion. And be aware of others' voices as well. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. May this practice benefit you and others.